Hey you guys, welcome back to Lisa and Company. Today we are taking these great fall DIYs from our last video and turning them into very early but fun double-sided Halloween decor. If you love budget-friendly DIY design and decor, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video. In my last video, I took 7 of these blocks from Dollar Tree, filled them all in, and created some really super quick, cheap and easy fall DIYs. Today, we are making them over again. In our first DIY today, we are taking those fall blocks and we are turning them into Boo blocks. I want to put my Boo stickers on the same order that I put my fall. In other words, I'm going to put the B on the block with the F and so on. Now I am using the other style of Dollar Tree poster stickers I picked up the other day, and I'm just going to do exactly the same thing and use my ruler to get these centered on the blocks. I did have to do a little bit of surgery with my scissors to make the exclamation point work. I put a really light coat of Mod Podge over my stickers and let it dry just to prevent any bleeding of the black paint under the stickers. I'm just using my Dollar Tree black acrylic paint, but I'm going to brush it on from the center so that it's heaviest in the middle, and I'm brushing outwards towards the edge of the block to create, I don't know, a real sort of Halloween look, like almost somebody splashed the paint right on. While the paint is still wet, I'm going to use my weeding tool to pull back the stickers. Now, who doesn't love a good, satisfying reveal when it comes to a beautiful, clean paint line? And this one was no different. I will tell you, I had a little bit of the white paint come off, and that's because it didn't adhere well to the spackle underneath. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said in hindsight I would have spray painted these white instead of using the chalked paint, and this is just another example of why it would have been better off just to use a coat of good spray paint. I really love the way these came out, and although I don't usually do a lot of Halloween decor, I am super excited to use these ones. What do you guys think? Do you like the fall or the Boo? Are you happy with both of them? For our next DIY, we are taking that beautiful family sign on the candlestick and we're going to turn that into a creepy gate. All I did was print off this graphic from thegraphicsfairy.com, and I can link that down below, and then using a very fine paintbrush, I'm just going to add a little bit of water around the edge, and that starts to break down the paper and will allow me to tear the edges so it looks like, oh, I don't know, maybe a torn piece of parchment by the time we're finished with it, and has a nice creepy Halloween vibe. Using that same brush, I'm just going to re-wet the edges we've just torn, and then taking one of my Dollar Tree furniture touch-up markers, I'm just going to go along the very edge, and you can see that it sort of absorbs the ink or paint from that marker, and it just sort of pulls it in, and oh my goodness, I love it. You could achieve the same thing with burning or staining with coffee, but this is something I wanted to try. Now, we did lose a tiny bit of footage here, but all I'm doing is taking some of my antique wax and just making that paper look a little older, just barely dry brushing that on and mixing in a tiny bit of black paint. Again, I just want to muddy it up a little bit and make it look like I found it and it's crazy old. Now, I wanted this to really stand out, so I took a little bit of my Dollar Tree acrylic paint and I just went around the edges and filled in anywhere there was white showing. What do you think? Do you guys think I should have stopped and just left that darker edge, or do you like it painted in? I'm kind of 50-50 on this one, although once you see the after shot, I think you're going to agree with me that the black maybe possibly, I think the black was the way to go. So, what do you think? I think black paint for the win. I love how it made that gate stand out. What's up next? It is almost my second anniversary here on YouTube, August 25th to be exact, and my goal is to hit 25,000 subscribers by August 25th. That's why you keep hearing me say 25K by the 25th. I have an amazing giveaway for you. All you have to do is watch all of the August videos, comment on each one, and you will be entered in a chance to win one of 4 of these fall Dollar Tree calendars. Thanks for being there for me, you guys, and good luck. For the next DIY, we are using the Hello Autumn sign, which I feel like might be my favorite from the last video. I just love how simple it was. Flipping it over, we are going to make another really cute piece of decor, and I have always wanted one of these October 31st signs. I made this on Canva, and we'll be sure to link this down below so you can make one of these yourself. Now I'm just using my nail just so I can find out exactly where the edge is so I can cut it. I want this paper to almost tuck down the edge. I don't want you to be able to see where it begins and where it ends in this case. Once I think I have this cut out, I'm just going to do a quick dry fit to make sure it's the size I'm looking for. And then I'm going to use my glue stick on the back to adhere it. Now, if I could offer one very small piece of advice, I wish I had just snipped off the sharp 90-degree corners on this, maybe just rounded them a tiny bit. I had a hard time getting those to stick no matter how much glue I put on them. So I'm going to just press this down using my fingers to make sure I don't have a whole bunch of wrinkles in this. Although I will say, because it is Halloween decor, a bunch of wrinkles might have looked kind of cool, especially if you went over it with something to make them show up even more. Now you can see I'm just using my fingers to really press that down and make sure I don't have any of the edges curling up. This is why I think if I had trimmed off those edges, those tiny little corners, because boy, they were giving me a hard time. Now I'm just going to go over it with my Mod Podge, and I'm going to really get down between that tile and the Jenga blocks so I can really make sure that that sticks. And well, are you ready? Here you go. Another really great, super simple, and very easy to do sign that you could use anywhere in your home decor, whether it be a tiered tray or a shelf. For this DIY, we are taking that super cute pumpkin we made with the hand painting, and well, I guess I figured we would just hand paint again because a pumpkin is a pumpkin. Once you put the what's it called, gang? Once you put the peduncle on top, I don't think it could be anything else. I am using some green painter's tape just to make sure that when I get a little messy here, it's not going to go all over the sides. What I have really tried to do with all of these double-sided DIYs is make sure that all the edges are really clean so you can only see from one side or the other, nothing from the side. Now, we are going to get out the black acrylic paint and have a good time. I told you guys in the last video that I pushed my comfort zone a little bit by doing that hand painting, but you know what? I had so much fun that it was ridiculous not to try it again. So simply using a little bit of black acrylic paint and a little bit of a plaster color as well, we are going to create more of a Halloween type pumpkin in black. I started by outlining kind of the shape of a pumpkin. Now you may have noticed on that top corner, which is actually the bottom left corner to you guys. Yes, I made a mistake and I colored the whole darn thing in there. Thank goodness for Dollar Tree baby wipes because that totally solved the problem and allowed me to go back and finish it off properly. Now it looks a little weird right now, but you guys bear with me. I promise it gets better. And again, I always say the same thing. It's just paint. It's easy to fix. If you don't like the result, you just paint over it. And in this case, you saw how well that Dollar Tree baby wipe worked while the paint was still wet. Now I'm going to pick up that plaster colored paint and start giving this a little bit of definition. While we're painting away here, I want to throw a shout out to my subscriber, Julie Bay, who is the one that told my friend Bree over at Bree's Arts that the stem of a pumpkin is called a peduncle. So thanks again, Julie, because I'm pretty sure that's one of those pieces of knowledge I will never, ever forget. And here we go, a black pumpkin that just needs a black cat to sit alongside it for some Halloween fun. In our last DIY today, well, I really couldn't double side this riser, so I decided to give you guys something completely new. I love these Dollar Tree candles, and I have always wanted to try the packing tape transfer method. So if you have tried it, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, then stay tuned because this is super fun. I printed these candlesticks out from thegraphicsfairy.com, and I'm just using some Dollar Tree packing tape, and I'm going to lay it right down over top. You guys, this is so super cheap, quick, and easy. It's nuts. The next step is simply to cut it out. Now you notice I've got 3 different sizes of candlesticks there. I wasn't sure when I was working on this which one would fit better. Turns out all 3 of them fit. So I am going to end up making a whole trio of these because, oh my goodness, this literally cost me $1. I am not counting the packing tape because we've barely used any of it. Now, once I have that burnished down, all I have to do is put that in a bowl of warm water. Not hot, not room temperature, it's warm. And then using your thumbs and your fingers, you're just gonna rub and rub and rub until you get all that paper off. You'll be left with just the clear sticker, and once it dries, believe it or not, it just sticks right on. I'm using a couple of boxes to hold my candles still, and I'm just going to lay that right on my glass candlestick and just gently start rubbing from the middle out to make sure I have no bubbles, and that's it. I kid you not, that's it. So you are gonna see this method used a whole bunch more on Lisa & Company because I think, no, I take that back. I know I'm in love with this method. I really hope you enjoyed the second side, part 2 of my super quick, cheap and easy fall DIYs. Thanks so much for stopping by Lisa & Company, you guys. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we are trying to hit 25,000 subscribers by Wednesday, August 25th, which is my 2nd anniversary on YouTube. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video.